So it's literally come to this. I'm holding a stack of resumes and I've been going to restaurants and stuff for the past few days asking if they're hiring or anything. I moved to New York City a number of months ago and I got laid off from my corporate job literally a week after signing a lease. I wouldn't say I'm embarrassed or ashamed by any means. Like, I don't think I'm above service jobs at all. This just is not what I was expecting. This definitely was not part of the New York City fantasy. Heck, it wasn't even part of the adulthood fantasy, if I'm being real. You were supposed to go to college and like get a degree, and it's all supposed to work out, right? Wrong. I have 3 degrees, 2 bachelors, one in math, another in economics. I got my master's last year in marketing, and I've worked as an analyst, as a lead analyst, and this is where I'm at. I'm trying to remain as hopeful as I can, but to be honest, I'm pretty worried, a little bit scared. I've been, pretty emotional, understandably. I just don't know what's going to happen. I'm trying to look at this as a rite of passage, kind of a admissions test into New York City, if you will. Really see if I'm up for it. So I'm going to keep pushing, keep doing the dang thing, and hopefully things turn out for the better. If I'm being real, I really just want to find my footing on social media or something, but I need to get real. I need to make money, and that's where I'm at. So I'm gonna, keep pushing, keep trying, just, really hope that things work out for the better sooner rather than later, because this really sucks. This job market is beyond demoralizing, and I just really hope that things shift and, get better. Please.
It's really not hard to get a job in 2025. You can use Indeed, but you have to use it a different way. First, open up Indeed. Once you have Indeed open, you find the job that you want. We're going to pick this one, machine operator. Right under the title of the job is going to be who's posting the job. This is FGM Paysetter LLC. Take their name and then put it inside Google and go to their website. Now you're at their website, you press the 3 little bars, find careers, press careers, and here you go to apply directly to the position. After you apply, then you want to call the business and ask to speak to their hiring manager and introduce yourself.
I was laid off 2 months ago and secured a senior role after applying to just over 100 jobs. And this is the advice that I have for you if you're in the same boat. I don't know if y'all are ready for this one or expecting this one, but it is to own and define your narrative. When I first started my job hunt, all I saw online was, I've been looking for a job for a year, I can't find anything, I'm not getting any responses, etc., etc. And while I'm not here to invalidate anybody's experience, you can't let somebody else's experience define yours, because it can get really scary. And then you start getting into that mindset of, oh my God, am I not going to find a job? The job market's so bad. You have to reframe it. What's going on out there, what somebody else is doing, that doesn't have to be your story. So decide what title you want, give yourself a goal and a time frame, and do what needs to be done to get that job. Because I noticed 90% of the time, the people who were not getting callbacks, who have been unemployed for a really long time, they're also saying things like, well, I don't want to tailor my resume to every position that I apply for. I don't want to follow up. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm here to say, if you want the job, you gonna do what you gotta do. So second piece of advice, tailor your resume to every single job that you apply for. So take that job description, put it in chat. Hey chat, tailor my resume to this role. I would give chat rules and regulations like, I want 3 to 4 bullet points per section. I want this many measurable results. I want you to lead with the measurable results, and I want you to include this, that, and the other, so that chat knows, because chat's smart, and then you won't have to tell them again. Then you take that resume and then you scan it with an ATS scanner, because nowadays when you apply for a job, most of the time a real person isn't looking at it, AI is looking at it. So you need to make sure that all those keywords are there so that your resume may get noticed. I use JobScan. I would use the free trial for 2 weeks so that I could get unlimited scans and then make a new email and do it all over again. Save you some money. Once I would scan my resume, I would only submit resumes that got over a score of 80%. And when I say that changed the game, because when I first started applying, I wasn't doing any of this. I was just applying and just sending resumes with whatever on there. and I was getting no responses. When I started to scan my resume in JobScan, I started getting more no's. And then I started getting excited because in order for me to get a no, that means that my resume then passed the scan. Now that I know it's passing the scan, a recruiter or hiring manager is going to see it, which is what ended up happening. Third piece of advice, once you get that interview, that is your time to advocate for yourself. That is not a time to be shy or to talk about what your interests are. That is your time to say, hey, this is what I've done. This is how I've done it. This is why I've done it. And this is why I'm here. I know that can be really scary if you're an introvert, if you're not the best at interviews, but honestly, just practice, 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 and strategize. Personality can get you pretty far, but you need to have the confidence to back that up. My last piece of advice is to not give up. I know how frustrating it can be when you really need bills paid, when you're like, how am I going to live here? What am I going to do? But do not give up, because all of the skills that you're developing while you're looking for a job, because looking for a job is a job in itself, all those skills, you're going to need them when you land that role. When you land it, not if, because I know you're going to get it.
I literally just got fired from my job.
So I got fired from Mercedes-Benz today. And
I just got notified that my position is no longer valid.
The manager said I lied to him that I was a Muslim.
I was fired from my $500,000 a year job as a software engineer.
So I'm here at the VA again because this is where I work. Change that. I worked past tense because right now it's 2:00 and I just got notified that my position is no longer valid. And so I am going to go turn in my laptop and go home. Again, my performance was not good enough, even though when I talked to my boss, they absolutely, everybody I work with, including my boss, absolutely loved the work I was doing. But it was nice being here, helping out veterans every day, day in and day out, and doing a good job for my fellow patriots. It sucks, you know. I'm not a Trump supporter, never have been, definitely never will be. But yeah, this is definitely taking a meat cleaver to the entire federal government. And I know my specific position, I was helping veterans and their families seek end-of-life services, mainly making burial arrangements on their behalf, and actually doing funeral services for them. So yeah, it was actually a rewarding job, and look forward to having a good career doing something impactful. And I guess that's just not going to happen. So I'm going to go turn in my laptop and call it a day. And so I just wanted to say again, thank you, Trump. Thank you, President Musk. Let's make America great again, and fire everybody who is hardworking, you know, somebody who just wants to do a good job for the country, and be a good employee and help out. So, yep, going home, and wish me luck in the job hunt.
The manager said I lied to him that I was a Muslim. I never said I was a Muslim. He asked me what time do I usually take breaks. I told him I am on a strict diet because I'm going on vacation next week. So by next week, I'm a Muslim. I never said I was a Muslim. He said I told him that I was a Muslim from Iraq. I said I do stand-up comedy and people think I rock. And he asked me, where from you? And I told him I'm here in America for work, for family to take care. I never said anything about Iraq. I don't think but I never said that I was from Iraq. I said my roots are from Sudan, Somalia, and Nairobi, Kenya. So I'm 100% sure I didn't say that. I used to help my grandmother clean the church floor in St. Anne's Bay. So I know I didn't say that. This in America is called discrimination. For my accent is no good for the company. My accent is not becoming a lethal weapon. For now, masalam until I get another job, okay?
This job market is trash, and I'll tell you why. Because I had a final round interview for an entry-level job last week. Entry-level, mind you, I am 32 years old. My last role, title I had was Senior Operations Analyst. This role I applied for was an Operations Coordinator. So literally at bottom of the totem pole, a girl who did my peer interview, low-key, I think she was like 23, 24 years old. So that's the kind of jobs I'm applying to now, because I keep getting feedback that I don't have enough experience. So what I do, I apply to the lowest level out there, make it all the way to the final round, thought it was a really good fit. Like, I am more than qualified for this job. I'd be like such a great addition to this team. What do I get? Rejected. Don't worry though, I did not get my hopes up like last time, so I am just like, whatever. But, you know, I would appreciate some feedback or like clarification why I got rejected. I made it all the way to the final round, and no, I just get a blanketed email from the recruiter. I respond like asking for feedback. Do I get a response? No. It's now been 3 days. No response. Now they're ghosting me, and I'm just like,
Can someone tell me why it is so hard to find a job? I have been searching for months. 4 months. Fashion design assistant, stylist within that category. Nothing. I swear jobs within the fashion industry do not exist. And when one does pop up, it'll be like lead designer. Babes, I can't be your lead designer unless you let me be your assistant designer first. I'm starting to get so stressed that I'm not going to find a job. What's the plan? What am I actually supposed to do if I can't find a job?
I've been unemployed for about a month now, and I want to talk about it because there's several issues going on that I just don't know what to do anymore. This month has felt like a year, to be honest, and I just want to like crawl into a hole and scream because no one seems to be hiring, even if I've tailored my resume, also tailored my cover letter, have asked multiple people to review it before submitting. I've also used many connections that I have in this industry. I work in the music industry. I have a lot of connections, which I'm really grateful for, but nothing seems to be panning out quite yet, and it's really frustrating. I think the most frustrating part for me right now is a bunch of recruiters are actually reaching out, which really gets me excited because I'm like, oh my God, they see that I want a job, they see that I'm eager, and they end up reaching out, and it seems to be a great fit because obviously recruiters are looking for a candidate that will be a great fit for the job because they get paid if you're hired. I can't count how many recruiters have reached out to me and then I reply and they either ghost or they take 2 weeks to respond, even though the email says hiring immediately. I have also jumped on multiple calls with recruiters whenever they want me to because I'm available and want a job. They say I'm perfect for the position. They're gonna get me into touch with the hiring manager and then they ghost. It's happened so many times and I have gotten my hopes up so many times just to be let down once again. And it's so frustrating because people don't know how much that messes with you, especially when you're so eager to find a job. And I was willing to be paid like $18 an hour for a job that I'm overly qualified for. So if you're a recruiter, please just like don't reach out to people if you're not actually going to put them in touch with the right people because you're just playing a mind game and it's really messed up. And if anyone else is relating to this, please reach out. We all need to just like help each other. And also just best of luck to anyone else who's looking for a job right now. It's brutal. It's the most humbling experience that I've been through. Hopefully something works out soon.
Bro, I feel like you have a better chance of finding your dad that left 10 years ago than to find a job in 2025. Like, I swear, bruh, nobody wants to hire me. It's like, why even say y'all are hiring in the first place if y'all won't even take a second to look at my application? Finding a job nowadays is like dating. You're out here shooting your shot by putting in all these applications only for these companies to end up ghosting you. Not even a simple email saying that I wasn't selected. These companies just go completely ghost on you. They out here treating me like I'm some hoe or something. Because tell me why a few months back when I was looking for a new job because my current one wanted to cut my hours like LeVar Ball cutting off his leg type shit. And so when that shit happened, I applied to over 100 jobs and we are now in March. It's been a few months and not a single one ever hit me back. Not even McDonald's, bruh. Ronald McDonald out here hoeing by not giving people jobs. That greedy ass clown. Bro, you know you are cooked when not even McDonald's wants to hire your chopped ass. My advice to the people that are currently employed, please, for the love of God, keep that job that you hate so much. If you are one of those that keeps showing up late for work, you better start coming in at least an hour early. And for the ones that keep calling in for work, I want you to hop in that 1999 Civic with 200k miles on it and go clock into that 9 to 5, little bro. Because I promise you, the way the job market is nowadays, the last thing you want to happen to you is to lose your job. But hey, y'all stay safe out there, drink plenty of water, eat your vegetables and fruits, and remember, don't be silly, wrap that willy. But anyways, I'm out of here, guys.